Welcome everyone to a short gameplay commentary slash guide. I realized that I have 2 games left that I haven't used for the main guide. Therefore I decided to not waste them, so I'm doing this video. This is not scripted, but I'm gonna try my best, and don't worry, I'm gonna give you some pre-quality tips, because this game was pretty decent. I've had some pretty cool moments. To start off, I'm doing a classic top start and I'm looking to invade, but as you can see here, my mid laner died. Aurelian Soul is very low. Now, I'm not level 3, but I don't have Ignite. Always look for opportunities, because you miss every opportunity you don't take advantage of, right? Here I have Q and Ignite. I'm pathing in such a way, I'm going around to stay outside of his vision. Like right now, from his perspective, he cannot see me, even though I'm technically right in front of him. So then I use the wall and boom, easy kill. It's kind of hilarious, but it worked out. I'm still going for blue buff. I place the ward. I can rush blue, always use Q to get a backstep, to get the buff faster. Bot lane is inting as always, every game, every time. Bot lane losing. Classic. Now this is awkward because Mastery obviously doesn't have any jungle left and I was not there to intercept him. It is very important to secure the scale early. This situation is kinda doomed, so I don't waste my time and go straight for the bot lane scale crab. Here nothing interesting happens, I just farm my jungle, use plan to clear wards. As you can see, I do have enough gold for either Tiamat or Berserker's Greaves, or even Brutalizer. The Brutalizer is very strong. It is actually like a million times stronger compared to Dirk and compared to Tiamat, but the issue here is early game, especially while you do want to be aggressive, and I've tried Brutalizer first, but I noticed Tiamat works better because you can farm faster, and farming is important. Now Riot Games did just buff Shaco's boxes, which is very nice. It's probably still best to go Tiamat, and obviously sell the potion for a control ward, and always I get oracles. I'm trying to do Void Grubs. It's really hard early game as Shaco, because they always one-shot the box, unless you place it really at the edge of the Void Grubs. But as you saw there, even though I placed it at the edge, they still fucking focused it. Now I do get help from my teammate, which obviously means we get them instantly. Also, one big thing, if I take Void Grubs, the enemy will always take Dragon, or if I take Dragon, they always take Void Grubs. It's almost inevitable. Now, the problem is, in the long run, Dragon is a million times more worth it when compared to Void Grubs, right? Focus on Dragon early game. Obviously, you cannot take it with Shaco at level 4, unless you get help. The problem is not necessarily that you cannot take it, but it takes you forever, and the enemy will intercept you. Therefore, it's best to ward it, play safe, wait until you're 6. Now here, as you can see again, I went straight for his blue buff, because buffs respawn after 5 minutes. If I take my red, then he's blue early. When my red respawns, his blue respawns again as well. And I especially go for it because I know his bot lane. This is a decent wall you can gank through. Now the issue is I don't have Q anymore. Now luckily all my teammates are here. And she dies, which is neat. Now I get Tiamat. Focus on farming as much as you can, especially if you know a matchup where you cannot gank properly. If you're in position, obviously, counter gank is insanely powerful, as we can see here. He's YOLOing in, and I just farm him while he's focusing on Irelia. I resetted the clone. I'm low-key feeling like a support in this one. Also, as you can see, I'm going straight for red buff. I'm now going for small jungle camps, and then straight into Scale Crab to intercept Mastery. Smite it to secure it, and Mastery dies. Now, because we killed the enemy jungler, just like I always say, go straight for the objective. Here I see the bot lane, and as my teammate YOLOs in, I know we can kill them. Now MF does flash. This is just crazy. I absolutely get killed by one ability. Now, because I low-key inted, I am looking for the bot lane and I'm trying to go for a gank. You can use this wall to extend your Q's reach. Unfortunately, it was a pretty bad Q. And we lost Dragon because of that bad play. All you have to do is die once and you just lose all your advantage. Now this is funny, because I steal his red buff. I would have been dead had he YOLO'd me. It's best not to jump in, especially if you don't have clone. Like here I have clone, so I just YOLO him. His W is very frustrating, because it blocks all your damage. MF is also very fed here. Against fed carries, it is best not to YOLO them under tower. Pro tip. After securing one kill and some of the enemy jungle, what do? I farm. But notice how I don't go for my jungle, I go for Skullcrab instead. Why? Because it's an objective technically. It's very important to always focus Skullcrab. Like, if you have a choice between any jungle camp and your Skullcrab, go for Skullcrab. Unless it's a buff, but then still, probably go for Skullcrab before the buff. Now gain confidence. I switched to MF, very important, so we killed the DPS and IQ at the end to secure the kill. As you can see, even though MF is fed, we can still destroy them, especially because Brutalizer is very strong and the new Profane Hydra is just insane. The only issue with this build is that it is basically forced on us as there's nothing better. Now again, I'm looking for the next objective, that would be Herald. In this matchup I am going for Bork second. The biggest reason would be Bork is probably best second in most matchups as enemy team comps are usually very tanky. Now I'm just helping my teammate, obviously just seizing opportunities. I do ignite because I know she's strong. Again, Skullcrab. Honestly, if you had to choose between Baron and Skullcrab, you should probably choose Skullcrab. Unfortunately, Mastery focuses the dragons. I think this was my biggest mistake this game. The dragon buff is insane, especially now that Herald spawns later. The reason why Herald was so insanely strong before was because it spawned twice and it spawned so early, meaning that you could use Herald before minute 14, i.e. you could get plates with Herald. Obviously Herald had so much damage, you could just boom, one-shot a tower, get all the plates, get first tower. You would get easily over 1k gold from one tower. It was insane. That got mega nerfed now, dragon is a priority. Now Mastery is dead, always check enemy buffs and it spawns, so... Can we fight Camille? Of course not. If an enemy is just a bit tanky, you have no chance. Keeping clone on her, no, makes no difference though. Now this is why you do not fight Camille. Obviously I'm keeping my Q up, and it's useless. I'm keeping my Q up because I'm trying to bait for Irelia and try to get her as low HP as possible. That's why you have to be careful against these bruisers, you have no chance against them. Now here I'm looking for a flank. I see my team pushing, I know where the enemy is. Even though they are not spotted on the map, I can pinpoint their location. Obviously, the enemy carries are going to be behind their front line. My team spotted their front line. I already know where their back line is. And I jump in blind, as always. Boom. I attack twice, I use clone. Mastery should be dead here. Here I'm getting one shot by Camille again. The second you get stunned, you just die. Now obviously the most ideal position where you want to find yourself in is behind their carries, but here Camille just came in. If Camille were to be in front, I would have gotten away, but it wasn't the case. Regardless, it is a huge win for us here. And now I push top side because it's free minions, but also if you want to get Baron, you have to pressure top side. You have to pressure top side, make sure it's not warded. And we cannot take it because Camille is there. Now, on the other side of the map, Dragon is about to spawn. We cannot miss it because it's the soul. Again, a huge issue, especially as you get to the later parts of the game. There are going to be many champions that counter very hard, like Aurelian Soul. As you saw right there, I had no chance in killing him because he would have just EQ'd on me and he would have just deleted me. This is perfect though because my team kills him, and this is the perfect again situation where you can find yourself. You know exactly where every single enemy in their team is located. We know Camille is not here, therefore we can jump in. I'm looking for MF and look at this Q, it's absolutely beautiful through this thick wall. I'm getting behind MF and I do 0 damage. Now one funny thing is Bork is probably not that great against squishy carries. I'm so greedy. My team does end up getting Drake, which is what matters. Farming minion waves is like 100 times more worth it compared to farming jungle camps. This is exactly what I said. Even though I attacked him from behind, you cannot do anything against that. He's basically immortal. Especially because AP carries are so tanky nowadays. It is very hard to kill them. The second any carry gets a defensive item, they basically cancel your whole kit. Just intercept waves every time you can, because otherwise they just go to waste. Now we have the numbers advantage. I'm looking for Mastery here. he's kinda unaware, so it's a one shot. Also notice if we go back, because I didn't get a backstab, I fucking healed him. He took 0 damage. Had that been a backstab, it would have been one basic attack. Here I recall I cannot heal Asol for anything in the world. And I know that Leona, she's also very hard to kill. In this game, I'm going for Yomus. Yomus is very strong. Yomus is stronger than Opportunity when it comes to engaging, but Opportunity is stronger for disengaging. So if you have to commit, go for Yomus. If you also want to be able to get away, go for Opportunity. Look at how not only I have Yomus up, I also go through the bush to get the movement speed. He's impossible to catch, he's impossible to kill. And you'll find yourself in many situations where you fight against certain champions that you physically cannot do anything against. Zero damage, it's so hilarious. Look at how long it takes for some champions to die. That was unlucky. And I'm basically dead here. I stop in place knowing that I'm dead and and then I just get away because they're so fucking clueless. One mistake I'm making here is I'm trying Trinity. This is like my 5th game of the season, so it is a bit awkward for me. Look at how I do absolutely 0 damage if I don't get a backstab. But then again, the movement speed is the saving grace of the new season. Now we take the second dragon, which is beautiful. I always queue in blind. This is honestly an ultimate carry tool. He just is. And he's out. Fucking hell, dude. Keep your distance from enemy CC. Now, catching an enemy off guard alone is huge. Look at Bork, that's just Bork damage. Secure enemy blue buff. Also, it's huge that the buff applies to your whole team now. Again, I'm farming waves. It is very important to apply pressure on side lanes in this kind of matchup if you want to win. Do not be fooled by how weak Mastery seems and by how he's half HP. Had I not used ult here, because I didn't have Q, he could have possibly even killed me. Again, the enemy got caught off guard, so that means second Baron, this is huge. This is a perfect example of why you should never fight without your clone against a champion that's not a squishy carry that you can one-shot. Remember earlier when I told you that I used my clone knowing that he was gonna kill me had I not? This is why I used clone then. Do you see that? Yeah. 3 in 9 by the way, Mastery. Enemy champions can be very powerful, and just like that we lost Dragon. Here I'm getting very frustrated because I cannot one-shot any enemy. The only one I can possibly kill is MF, and this is the perfect teamfight opportunity. They're all focused on my team, I jump in, I see MF, I backstab her, I kill her, Asol also dies, and amazing. This is where we have to end. Like, we have to end right now. Like, right now. I'm focusing the tower because I know if she gets her TP, we cannot end. And man, that was unlucky. I almost got a tower before she finished her TP. Only had a head clone, you know? And guess what? The enemy Nexus is half HP. And what happens next? I know I cannot go for a backdoor because they're all sitting in their base. So what is best to do? Take bot and top lane and Baron. A huge counter to Shaco is Frozen Heart. Notice my attack speed, it goes all the way from 1.9 to 1.5. She just destroys my DPS. The way I die here just goes to show how garbage you are in late game. If you get caught off guard, it's over. With every basic attack, I'm healing Asol. This is kinda low-key huge. They have Baron, 2 of my teammates are dead. I'm rushing Dragon to make sure the enemy doesn't get it. This game is hella close though. Whoa, Mastery just inted. He had to secure that, otherwise the chances of them losing increases by a huge amount. Pressuring side lanes is huge, but catching an enemy off guard and killing them is also just as huge. I'm pressuring the top lane, I'm getting the tower, my teammates are bot, I'm getting the inhib, my teammate is getting mid lane inhib, my other teammates are getting the bot lane inhib, and we got all 3 inhibs. So what do we do now? Obviously reset. Except my entire team dies, they all fucking die, and I'm trying to go for a backdoor as this is my absolute only chance at winning the game, and it was a bad moment.
Fight back! Fight back! Fight!
The issue here is I'm using detector, and that pesky fucking ward right at the edge of my detector spots me, and we die and lose the game. You can play, and granted I did make many mistakes this game, you can play, make no mistakes and still lose the game. Anyways, I'm gonna be posting more casual content on this channel, and I'm gonna keep the scripted stuff for the main channel. Thanks a lot for watching, drop a like and sub if you wanna see more, and as always until next time, stay safe.